Yo, yo, yo. What's up, people? Let's get this over here. Yep, chat box still looks fine. Everything else looks fine. Alright, let's get to cooking. I think it's time we already start with the main course. So let's try and see if we can put something together that makes sense, right? Okay, so I'm thinking. Sometimes I am in fact thinking, but no. Let's get the chat on here. There we go. Yo, Jaded Embers, Ölburg, Umbra-filled Ice, Emiran, Rin in, Bags. What's up? What's up? So, I feel like it might be a bit obvious, right? But we want to go with Nia. We want to go with Hype Mary. And we want to go with Diana. Nia, Hype Mary, Diana, right? And then what's also obvious is that this is maybe a bit too big. It's great for visibility, but... okay, this might be a bit better. Okay. Then, what's also obvious is we need to get rid of the basics. Makes sense. So far, so good. Now, what about the rest, right? What about the rest? So something I found interesting was this one. A Lonesome Wedding Ring. At the start of the turn, discard one random ally Quietus card in hand, which I think could potentially play a part, but no. First, let's add in the persona. Let's add in the Quietus persona. Discard. There we go. That's one Quietus persona. Draw, mark. That's another Quietus persona. And that's another one. Okay, so in terms of the Quietus persona, I think we want two of them that are fully, when this card is discarded, activate the card discarded so that they discard 3. I think we want to do that twice. And then what I thought about, to make it even more auto potentially, we could also pick up one that has discard a random Quietus card for each Umbra engraving. And then get to 5. So that we also make sure that our starting hand gets discarded as well. So maybe like a split like this. Yeah. Okay. So then we need to make sure that every single card we still have in our deck at least provides some value, even if discarded. So we can at maximum cut 2 more cards. Sorif I think is maybe a bit of a no-brainer, where we just go with the activated even when discarded epiphany. Even though it might not be the most obvious, I think it's the one that's going to be the most reliable. Otherwise, you have to find a way to, when a card is discarded, Decibel and Elasticity, play this one first. But then again, who knows, right? But this Sorif would make sense. Do we have anything similar here? No. I don't know. I guess maybe cut those two. I found that discard 1, draw 2 of their combatant is the best even for a discard deck. Yeah, but our intention is to not play the deck. You know? Our intention would hopefully be not having to touch this deck whatsoever. Yeah. So, I don't think Hero to All having it in would be that bad. If everything is Quietus anyway, getting those things linked, it does what it needs to do, right? But then again, I also don't know if it's actually going to do anything for us. I don't even know who's meant to be the main DPS or what specifically we'll be going for. Like, I know for a fact that, yeah, Hyde Mary is probably going to be a bit more damage. But okay, so Nia, we currently still have 100 save data space. So let's fill it with the thing that makes the most sense. And that is, let's start relaxed with 2 copies of Dreamworld. Start relaxed. Because obviously, the more copies of Dreamworld we could get, the better. Let me actually see. Would it be worth it for us to potentially put in another Quietus card? There should be something else. Filter by Season 3. Yeah. Discard 1. Draw 1 random attack card. Apply link. No. Draw 2. Create horrifying memory. No. No, not that one either. Yeah, no, I think Dreamworld is the best. And the reason why Dreamworld is so cool is... Okay, I think we're actually going to zoom in again a bit more, because it's a little hard to see. So, the reason why Dreamworld is so awesome, look at what kind of epiphany you can give it. 300% damage when this card is discarded. Discard 2 random cards from the draw pile. Dreamworld really hard to find, it's in the shop. Yeah, so we basically just shop refresh, try to get it and then copy it at the copy events, you know? Probably the easiest way to get multiple copies of it. Now the interesting part here is the gain morale perk is actually exclusive to Striker Psionic Controller, which is a bit of a problem. Huh. So we could only have it for morale on Nia. We don't really need gain 1 AP. We also don't really need draw 2. Well, that's unfortunate. You know what? I didn't even think there were neutral epiphanies that differed by class. Like, I know they added some of those recently, but that this would, like, impact us right now? That is kinda crazy. That is kinda crazy. Just use the random common epiphany item. Yeah, exactly. We'd probably just use the common dice to get it, yeah. Now, something else I've been wondering. Is this also true? Where's that link card? It's not... This one? No. It's not in here. It's missing. Why is it not here? Or, I mean, it must be usable on a ranger. Let me check the name of the card real quick. Faceless woman, yeah. Yo, people, what the fuck? Wasn't this meant to be just a normal patch? Why are we changing the UI? And also, why does it look so bad? Like, ain't no way it used to say card. Ain't no way. Like, why is this in parentheses? The fuck happened? Why do we have to do that? What was the problem with cards? Why is it card? What happened? Why did we have to change that? And also these dots. This I don't know. This looks over-engineered and a little ugly. I mean, at some point maybe I'm gonna be like, wow, that was such a great change. But right now, the fuck is this? Why is this cards? And Why does this look the way it does? Yeah, but why? 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 Alright, oh well. Nothing much we can do about that. 1 card unit confirmed, yep. Faceless. Faceless Woman. What I wanted to check was the available epiphanies on Faceless Woman. Yep, there really is only 3. But this doesn't really... This doesn't make any sense. Was Faceless Woman class limited? No, right? Wait, is it really that these epiphanies are unavailable? Because if it was, then wouldn't that mean strikers only have 2 different epiphanies? That doesn't make any sense either. It sounds stupid. Like, look, striker, ranger, hunter, psionic controller, stranger, vanguard, ranger, hunter. How the fuck would that work? Why what kind of epiphany is it then just like empty or what? This is weird. Like... because it just matches the current card. So if I were to put it on a striker, it would have a different effect. Okay, sure. we get her back. So let's do Faceless Woman on a striker. 1 morale? Standard epiphany? I guess it makes sense. No wonder the ones on Hyde Mary for Faceless Woman felt so ass. Cause they are. I'd rather have 1 morale than 2 agony. Oh, that is complicated. Oh, that is annoying. Yeah, that also means Dream World. We really want that on Nia. Much rather than on anything else. Because she can get the morale epiphany, which is pretty nice. Upgrade epiphanies are permanent buffs, yeah. They are. Because it would be like 2 agony at the end of every turn, but that's still pretty irrelevant. Now the real question comes down to what other cards do we keep or use outside of the obvious ones, right? Outside of the persona. Like, okay, let's say we do get a bunch of Dream Worlds there. We have a 20 card total, and how many cards does this discard? So this is 3. Past itself, so 4, 8, 12, and then 14, 16, 18, 20, which would technically discard all the cards we own. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's obvious that we just smack a Quietus card like this in there. Here we can also probably just smack a Quietus card in, right? Like just use double Quietus Epiphanies. Hero to all, I guess it could stay. It doesn't really make a difference if it stays or not. Unless, obviously, yeah, no, it would make a difference. It would make a hand fuller. This could technically go. Effulgent expansion. We could technically do the one where we create them in the discard pile. Would certainly be the easiest. Yeah, you know what? That might just end up working. So we just fill her up. Fill it up with these ones. Do we need an epiphany? Cost reduction is unimportant. Draw. We don't really need draw. SORTIE exclusive ones would obviously be stupid. I mean, I guess Echoes of Abundance could work for funsies. Hypothetically. You know? If we find it. But no, I think the most important one is gonna be... Can you talk about Engraving and Umbra? What is this? How does it work? I mean, okay. So, Lux Engravings and Umbra Engravings are what you put on your gear. So, you see these icons, right? Lux means light, so it'd be the yellow one. Umbra means dark, or night, or whatever you want to call it, so it means the purple one. And whenever something asks for a certain amount of Lux or Umbra engravings, that means your character can get upwards of 2 from the persona card and upwards of 3 from the gear, usually, unless you go for a very specific engraving. Which means if something says you need 5 Lux engravings, then you want 2 Lux perks, combined with 3 Lux perks on gear to make 5. You can use a Fulgent Blade that if discarded do a bunch of AoE damage. You are not incorrect. That could also work. Especially because it would give damage amount to Link. Oh sure, let's go with that one for now. Why not? We could also get multiple of those, yeah. Now the only other, like what I really think who could be the highlight of like this Quietus setup thing, whatever, would be Diana. Specifically something like this. The create 2 Heartbreakers, apply Quietus to all exhaust bullet cards in hand. So that basically we want to figure out a way where we discard our entire hand. And then by doing so, we then also activate the Diana cards, which then gives us a full hand of her bullets, which she can then fire to like shine a bit more of a light on her rather than on Hyde Mary. Like Hyde Mary is kind of just there for fun and to do like a big nuke at the end, I guess. So this will create 2. This one does not have like a Quietus version. So maybe we just cut Milk and Pong. Pistol of Purification here. The 5 one would be okay. Haste attack cards of this unit. No, for the next 5 haste attack cards, used 1 resonance to the target. That, I mean, be similar to this. Bullet cards discarded the turn doesn't really happen in AoE. So it's probably between the resonance or just like the basic one. Blooming Love also again, right, does not... I mean, it does, I guess, have a Quietus version. The upgrade. If no Quietus cards of this unit are in hand, draw 1 Quietus card of this unit. Then again, it's very unlikely that that happens in the first place. But it would save us another remove with which we could remove Liberated Feelings. And now we have a bunch of space to do some shit with. So we could potentially just do 4 with All My Hearts. And then just smack in 3 more Dream Worlds. Yeah, it sounds like a great idea. These decks are truly pinnacle prime perfection. For those of you curious, what we're going to do as well is I'm just going to export. What happens if I copy link? And now I put in the link. Can you have a look at the exact team? You can. Perfect. So what we are now going to do is I can take this stupid link and I can pin it. I'm just gonna call it the chase. Or the team. And then I'm just going to... Is that too long? No, it's fine. Perfect. And then I pin the message. And I do the same thing on Twitch. I don't know if we'll do exactly this, but you at least get a bit of an idea of what the plan is, you know? Perfect. Okay. The plan looks promising, but what about reality? So, you know, sometimes when you have a dream, and if you have a dream that one day, you know, then reality and plans, yeah, why they might not work together all the time, does not mean that they can't work together. Yeah. So, we do have 2 autos now. We'll have another 2 autos. How are you accounting for so many copies with Hyde and Diana? Is it just one or the other? What do you mean? But yeah. Let me just check something. Oh, we could have also put in Renoa, right? Tell me, how much damage would a team have to do to be considered good? Oof, it really depends on what you face, but especially also if your team has survivability, I'd say anything above 20,000 is already pretty good. Like, obviously, sky is the limit, but it really always depends on what do you want to beat, what is your goal, what needs to die, right? $20k only? Yeah, I mean, if you face an enemy that has 100k HP, and you can survive 5 turns against him with 20k consistent damage every turn, he's gonna die, right? He is gonna die. Now, what were the classes here where we could get morale? It was Striker, Psionic, Controller. Can any of us think of a Striker, Psionic? Like a Striker or Psionic that could have something to do with discards? In a good way? I don't know. Like, we could potentially also just build a similar deck with Renoa instead. And just use that one card that like activates when it gets discarded. You know, I'm just gonna use my own link after. But, here, right? This instant judgment, this one here. When moved to discard pile, extra attack to a random enemy. Though, I guess it's not quite the same. And then we probably don't get anything useful here. Yeah, probably never able to play those cards. Also, we might just want to copy Soul Rift on Nia for more healing. Like a lot. But who knows, who knows. Yeah, I think we really have to take this on like a case-by-case basis. Yeah, who really knows what exactly is gonna happen? What website is that? That is CZN Dex Meta. That is the website. You should be able to find it if you click on the link and then just go from the shared deck to just the base site. Okay. So, Chaos. Tier 8 shouldn't be a problem, especially not with the team we're about to bring. So the real question is, in 4 runs, because basically when reset happens we get a couple more runs, will we be able to build 3 decks in 4 runs? Also, where's my tier 15? Hello? 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 Tier 15? Thank you. God damn it, man. Okay. Hi, Mary. And then we obviously do Diana, Unana. Where are you? Diana, Banana. Perfect. Okay, Diana's ready for business. And then it's going to be Nia. Memory fragments are set. Almost. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I think she's going to cook. She's going to be fine. She is going to be fine. What do the stats look like? 49 to 19. 52%? She should be fine. She should be fine. Okay. Hope you like because that card really pisses you off. Can Dreamwork get the morale epiphany? Yes, if we get it on Nia. Apparently. Okay. So, I think we will be building Nia first then. Because she is the most dream world effective. Which means a random neutral rare card. See, you know what's kind of cool? If you're on the search for a specific legendary card, you can guarantee it by just redoing a run all over until he offers you a legendary card at the beginning, and there you just take the card. Obviously it doesn't work with delegate runs, but when it comes down to it, it is something you can actively hunt, right? Season equipment, I mean, sure. We didn't even get the chance to get a piece of equipment, which I think is a little unfair. I see a gear called the Bangle of Valor at battle. Create card that deals 10 tenacity damage and 1000%. You don't see it in Chaos. I think that gear piece is currently impossible to get. And that is because the gear comes... Like, I think the version you're looking at is the SORTIE version, but the original version comes from Season 2, and in Season 2 you were only able to get it after you beat the secret boss, and I think you currently cannot challenge the secret boss in Season 2. Yeah, getting the engraving event at the first area is definitely hella annoying, I agree. So the discard wedding ring you put at Nia. I don't think we're gonna need that. I really don't think we're gonna need it, but maybe, why not? Could help us get something started, but... Who knows? We have to see. No Quietus version. So are we hunting first? I think we're doing Nia first. Okay, Quietus card. Perfect. Big game hunter with fixed damage. Say less, you know? Say less. Okay. Our first chance at Dream World. When 2 cards are discarded through an ability by allies, draw a card. I don't know if that's gonna help us much. Bloody Pendant. Chaos Doll. Oh yeah, also, there seemed to have been a problem. You know what's crazy? It was impossible to get Chaos Order equipment in the Delang shop. So now there's a bunch more pieces of equipment that you can get with the patch that they did today, right? It's a patch they did today, and now you can get a whole bunch more gear pieces. Yep, not that any of them are like that crazy, but hey, it's more shiny gear. Okay, so... what did we decide had to go? Yes, Sorif stays. Mute accent goes, yeah. The reason why I'm doing this is if we get the card, so that we have a higher chance to duplicate it. Are we watching this Yen stream tomorrow? Yeah, I'll try to look into a way for us to get a live translation going. And then we'll have some fun, yeah. Try to see if we can make that happen. It's probably going to be mega scuffed, but I think it's still going to be fun. And at least we're going to see some images. Unless any of you actually speak Chinese, then obviously this is entirely different, right? So we could decrease our health by 20 to get 1 among 3 random neutral legendary cards, which could be a good chance at getting it, or we could remove 2. You know what? Come on. There you go. See? Light work. Light work. They said I couldn't do it. They said it was impossible. So, we found the card, which is great. Here, look, Esophagus of Madness also wasn't really in the shop available. But no, we need to cut another card so we make the copy of the Dream World. Like, I think it's gonna come down to us copying Dream World. I really do. I really do think it's gonna just come down to us copying Dream World at the copy place. When a card is discarded to an ally ability 1 damage reduction, that's not the worst. Yeah, it could be nice as a support, but... Okay, and I guess we're again going to do training in hopes of getting Dream World. I don't think we have any epiphanies on Nia yet anyway. Yeah. So... no. At least it's free. Okay. Recycling, maneuvering, fire. I'm just gonna fight him. Yeah, sure. Take the boots, Nia. You've earned them. Gospel of Amend. That works. Might have been a little expensive. Also, legendary card be 105, so no point refreshing anymore right now. Other Side and Nightmares. I mean, it'd be a linked Quietus card, but the draw doesn't really do much for us. The draw. You get a stealth reload treated as a common card. Should I add the plus 30 bullet damage increase persona or go 4 stealth reload divines? Just do 3. Just do 3, but 4 copies. And then add the, like, probably discard damage increase persona. I think it's still a bit more reliable. Okay. So, let's see if we can get our first copy of Dream World. Man, what are the odds? The odds were, in fact, a 1 in 4, a 1 in 3, and a 1 in 2, and we lost all of them. We lost the 25... yeah, we lost the 25%, we lost the 33%, and we lost the 50%. Tough luck. Torture Toolbox sounds nice, though. Because why not? The action count increase works well. I'm in a run, building a Diana. Which weapon would be better for her? Second method or Tentacle of a Ruined Age? I'd go for the Cthulhu weapon. Chance for cards to spark an epiphany, say less. We're gonna need that with our Nia being a little slow on the uptake when it comes to epiphanies. Okay, we're gonna try the upgrade, but we'll never be able to play it. But we can always potentially re-epiphany that one later. The important part is that we get the discard version at least once. Each time a Quietus card is discarded through an ability 80 fixed shield, only 2. Give me the random epiphany. Activate even when discarded. Perfect. Preferably we'd have like 2 of those, but oh well. And now we also need to finish off the Persona card as well. Luckily there are no like requirements for what we need to get on gear. Is it just you, or every time you use Auto Chaos Cthulhu is always there? No. I've had runs where he wasn't. I've had runs where he didn't. I've had runs where he disagreed with joining the fight, you know. There's been those times. I'm in a... no, yep, seen that message. Okay. Get his ass. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, obviously we're not gonna pick the Divine Adagio. Just a big save data chomp. And we just want to keep those spaces open. What did that thing do again? Neutral cards. I mean, let's see. When a card is discarded for an ability 1 resonance, that works. But it's not worth 100 credits. Pew! Nope. 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 The discarded Quietus card for each random Umbra engraving thing, it would work. I mean, it's better than having nothing, right? I'd say it's definitely better than having nothing to show for it instead. Are we building all 3 or just Nia? We cannot build all 3 in a run. Impossible. Like, utterly impossible. So we're starting with Nia. We have some rather unfortunate luck, I guess. We have some rather unfortunate luck on the Persona side of things right now. Not really getting the perks we need. Hey, Cthulhu! What's up, brother? Weapon? I tried building just one character, but what do you do when you don't have the auto-win items? Hard to win when your character doesn't get the epiphanies. Yeah, I mean, that's where, for example, fate like this comes in. Greatly increases the chance for cast to spark an epiphany in better areas. I think that's decently clutch. Defense increase plus stress. I think we probably just stay with the... Do we stay with the action? Ah, fuck it. Let's take Cthulhu gear. If he offers, we shall not decline. Heart of Gold. Graveyard thing. I mean, HP recovery, sure. Has the same perk as the other gear anyway. Okay, first Dreamworld Epiphany. Fortitude. Fortitude would make us incredibly tanky. That could be interesting. Just... Wait, is there an overlap in Fortitude availability by chance? Resolve, draw, weaken, mark, action count. Agony, AP, action count. No. But what about Hype Mary? What about Hype Mary? What about Dreamworld on a Hype Mary, because she's a ranger? Resolve, draw, weaken, mark, action count, agony. We could potentially go with, like, weaken, I guess. Come on, something useful. No. 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 Well, whoops. Sorry for bothering you, game. I thought we, you know... I thought we wanted to do something. Something great. But no. Increase of action card, attack card, damage thing, like, come on. We're just gonna take it for now, because it's better than just leaving the card empty. Especially because it was the last slot anyway. Sure, give me the engraving. I don't think we have enough time to cut all basics, do we? Fuck. Nor will we maybe have enough coin. It's because we're playing negative 60 credits. Oof. Yeah, we need a lot of coin. And maybe some good luck to get like another dream world in there. Question, come on. Not even the copy event. Okay, this deck is like... It's something. Can't say that I'm like particularly proud of the deck, and we forgot to do training, but at least it helped us learn a bit, I guess. And we have now 2 Fortitude Dream Worlds. Better than nothing, but also not that great. Alright. We should get more of the copy deck items, yeah. Yeah. Or just a guaranteed copy event, you know? 67,000, huh? Okay, next step. Roll for another tier 15, but this time, hope that it doesn't have negative credits. I know the modifiers are going to be like mega ass if we actually get a tier 15 without the credits, but that should at least give us a half decent chance. Negative 70, ew. Half decent chance of getting something good going. I mean, that's friendly. The modifiers are actually pretty friendly, all things considered. So, can we do better than 2 Dream Worlds? Can we maybe even start the entire run with the Dream World? Look at this. This is what I said. Decrease max health by 20%. Select and obtain one among three random neutral legendaries. I think this is what you'd probably refresh all your runs for to more reliably start a run with a card like that. Then again, it still isn't guaranteed that it pops up there, right? But let's see if we can get lucky. Yeah, unfortunate. What are we aiming for? Pinned message, if you want to take a closer look. Okay, but also hopefully this time we can actually finish the Quietus persona. It's once again the same shit where we meet this guy way too early. Zero cost? I mean, hey, if it's free, it's free, you know? Free is free after all. Let's make sure we get rid of one of the potential copy targets again. So that if we happen upon a dream world, we have what it takes to take advantage. Maybe we could also like look for the fate that gives us a higher chance of encountering season cards. Wait, I'm not I'm not stupid, am I, right? Like, we can get to activate this card when discarded. Yeah, it is a skill card. We just haven't seen it yet. Just haven't seen it yet. Okay, it's pinned on Twitch, no? Wait, why is it not pinned on Twitch? What the fuck? I did that. I'm 100% sure I did that. Scam. There you go. I got scammed. I'm very, 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 very certain that I did that. But hey, is what it is. What can you do? It was not sure why it disappeared. Huh. Maybe we have a moderator on Twitch who thought it was funny to unpin it. Very, very unlikely, but easier to blame it on some non-existent person than be like, yep, I made a mistake. Okay, let's pick up the discard a random Quietus card for now, but that is not what we actually want to have it stay as. Select and remove 2 is juicy. So this time we should hopefully have all our remove it's done a lot earlier. But also we don't have a dream world yet. Which... it's hard to say what is better, what is worse. I mean, maybe I'd rather just have a dream world quick. Huh. Punch indeed. Punch indeed. Who is Nia's partner? Right now? She's using an Arwen. But if you just want to use someone that's useful, then you'd go with Nyx from the Battle Pass if you have her. Would I copy Dreamwork or Soul Rift? I'd 100% copy Dreamwork for this specific deck. There's no point in copying Soul Rifts because we'll never play them. Like, legit. We should never... like, if everything goes accordingly, we will never have the opportunity to play them anyway. That would be the optimal scenario. Where's my cost increase activate on this card? Hello? Did the fix take it out of the game? Am I searching for nothing? Hey, Cthulhu again. Come on, give us Cthulhu weapon. You know you want to. I know you want to do it, Cthulhu. Ah, Divine is okay. There you go. Thank you, Cthulhu. Good boy. Good boy. But, okay. We still need dream worlds. Quite a few of them, actually. The more, the better. And we need engravings. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. We haven't seen it a single time yet. Yeah, there is a fate that gives more chances for seasonal cards to appear in Chaos. Exactly. Okay, this time we should have more than enough credits. The question is, will we meet that many shops? If we don't get Dreamer before the first boss, would we just restart? I would never restart an auto run. Like, period. I'd never restart an auto run. Because you just lose the ticket. Why does Dreamworld hate me? I don't know. But so long as we get like 2 to 3 Dreamworlds, that'd be great. But I feel like we might actually just have to play manual to get the guarantee, right? I think we might just have to play manual and then just guarantee it in the beginning. It's just a couple more refreshes. Yeah, so all our removals are done now. Hoping. Maybe we can encounter an event with like a bunch of new, like an event where we get like a bunch of neutral cards could work. Where's the perk? Like, did they really, with the latest, like, I wouldn't put it past the devs that with the latest update they accidentally removed the activated when discard perk. Because it's very strange that we haven't seen it at all yet. Very strange. Very strange. Very mysterious even. Torso, sure. What do you do? No. Yeah, monster cards don't appear in auto. You can't get them in auto. Why? Good question. Okay, let's do engraving. Huh. Yeah, we are only doing Nia. Yeah, we only try to just get Nia going. We'll have 2 more auto runs later. But the goal right now is only to just see if we can get Nia. Because I think Nia is the one where it'd be most important to get the Dream Worlds. Because she has the strongest epiphanies for those. Okay, we found one. We found the activated discarded perk. So it still exists. We probably just got supremely unlucky. And also what I don't like is that our pathing includes so many fights. Like, fights are good for epiphanies. But what we really need is like question mark events in hopes of getting something that has to do with like neutral cards. Okay, perfect. So at least we have a nice persona. The problem is we don't have a single dream world, which is debilitating for our plans. And there's no copy event as well either. Well, that went somewhere. Also, how are we even allowed to skip the credits? Why do we skip the credits if you hit skip? They might as well just give them to you. You know, at this point we're just gonna smack in... No, we're not gonna smack in Inner Awakening. Aimed fire. Seal of Heresy could work. It's like an item. Like, the items are looking good, it's just... we didn't get what we came here for, you know? So now we have 3 copies of a Soul Rift. Yay. So we have the perfect persona. We have a couple copies of Soul Rift. And that's kind of all we have going, I guess. I usually restart your game when you see a monster card and lets you pick you up. That's interesting. That is actually interesting. I want to know your input on this hypothetical deck for Cassius. The idea is, instead of having him to get a persona card with 2 move all persona cards in hand, I modified the devil dice instead and still get deluxe buff engravings and still retrieve all the persona cards from discard pile. The fuck? Man, I fucking despise Imgur. Why is this username not available? How many more A's do I... Ah! I hate you, Imgur. Why are you bothering me so much? Ah! Leave me alone. Please. Why? How is the username? We're moving too fast. I'm a bot. Man, goddamn. Fuck you, Imgur. Holy shit. Holy shit. What the fuck? Like. Ew. Ew. Like, look at this garbage. Not only do I get hit by this, keep the lights on, allow ads to sign in, blah blah blah, and we can't even see the deck. But even if I do try to register, it tells me I'm a bot. Fucking garbage. Yeah, if you want to showcase images, it's so much faster to just do it through Discord. And it's also something where a lot more people can have a look at them. Ooh, but you know what? You've actually done... Oh, fuck, you know what? The deck is interesting enough that I'm gonna try to log in with Imgur again, okay? The deck is actually interesting enough. You've warranted me putting up with this garbage. Congratulations. Thank you. Am I now logged in? Can I now have a look at the image? Or are you telling me to sign in again? Okay. Perfect. So, my guy is actually potentially onto something. At least to some degree, and that is, we have this new divine here, which allows you to move exhaust cards from your discard pile to hand. Something that I quickly just have to check again was, just in case, if that was SORTIE exclusive. No, it's not SORTIE exclusive. Yeah. But, okay, see, this is where the problem comes in. It'd be interesting for you to try to use this to create like a persona loop, but what you gotta keep in mind is it says discard pile. The big problem here is the only time, like the reason why certain move cards are so much better than others is because they state graveyard as the target and not discard pile. Because the graveyard is both the used pile and the discard pile together. The discard pile, on the other hand, is just cards that are actually discarded, which means any Quietus cards or any cards that get activated on discard or any exhaust cards whatsoever, they move into the use pile. So even if you had a card that had like exhaust 9 and you play it and it goes down to exhaust 8, you can't get it back with this one because it will be in the used pile due to you using it and then exhausting it that way. Yeah, man, I really need to put on some like training music. And then I need to just do SORTIE until I die. Because ever since the stupid fucking SORTIE tournament, I've been unable to go below the below the ether limit. Ever since that stupid fucking tournament, I've been unable to make my way below the ether limit. Yeah. And that's clearly somebody else's fault, for sure. Okay. We have enough time to do one normal run where we try to do our best for Nia, and then we're gonna do the 2 autos, and then we see where we stand and we see what we're looking at. There we go. Negative credits? No, perfect. But playing this is gonna be ass. Oh well. We're gonna have some fun. So, we enter. Maybe we don't. As I meant to say, we enter. What happened to chat? Where did it go? Oh, it's there. Perfect. So, now we see we don't have pick a legendary card, which means we leave. And then we go back in. No legendary card, we leave. Hi, if I fail a 100% recovery on the Epion data, are there any effects on the data? No. No legendary card, we leave. Hey, what's going on? We're trying to build a Quietus deck, and there's 2 key parts to this. Number 1 is a specific persona we're trying to build, and the other one is actually us getting a specific legendary neutral card. That legendary neutral card happens to be in a similar scenario to, if y'all remember the sacred, not the sacred sensor, you know the spore card, right? The legendary spore card from last season. How everybody wanted to try to get it, and it was kind of hard to find. We're using the same trick to now get rid of, or get our hands on Dream World. They need to increase the stamina you consume in SORTIE. I guess? Maybe. Okay, you know what? Before we lose track of time and we get into daily reset, let's quickly do the 2x drop event for gear and see if we can get anything crazy. What kind of deck do I want to use? Does it actually make a difference? Not really. Let's just use this one. Nice, simple, not a lot of cards, should get the job done. And weekly, why we edit? No. Weeklies are there for me to forget about and then complain that I don't have enough resources. That's why weeklies exist. Hard disagree with whoever said that. Need to take less stamina and SORTIE and increase black mass earned. No. And yes. The real thing is, if you want to spend your daily stamina in SORTIE, you will have to do minimum one, but most likely 2 entire SORTIE runs. Which, if you want to stay fully efficient, or even if you like SORTIE, can be pretty damn taxing. On days where you just don't have the time. Like, it's not just saying that, oh, SORTIE needs to cost more. No, that's not quite the idea, right? How could I say something so controversial yet true about weeklies? I mean, it is the case. Like, I've probably... Okay, I don't think I've done less weekly bosses than I've missed. But at this point, I also can't really tell you how many weekly bosses I've actually already missed. Like, how many times did the week just happen to pass and I was like, shit, I wanted to do that on Sunday. It's a question. It's a good one. I think SORTIE is pretty well balanced in terms of investment versus rewards. Yeah, but not if your intention is to like actually grind it, because that shit, it just takes a lot of time. Okay, come on, start me with the dream world, please. How would that Hype Mary deck work? It looked much better than what you have. Oh, it's super simple. You have one card which puts 6 blades into the graveyard. It's the 2 cost when discarded, put 6 cards into the graveyard. And then the other cards are just copies of Sword Rain, which is the first epiphany, that says it activates 5 blades in the graveyard as then 5 separate hits. You can, this deck had it 3 times, but preferably you'd have it 4 times. So it's super simple. Put blades into the graveyard, then play the cards to activate them. Do some blades and things end up dying. Does my deck have Bluetooth? That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do Bluetooth connectivity and Roomba self activation program. The Blade Yard. You know what? That is actually trademark worthy. The Blade Yard. Dreamwork farming for Nia and Cassius? Fuck Cassius. That brother can go somewhere else. No, we're gonna do Hyde Mary Diana Nia. Let's go. Dreamwork, please. No? Shit. I mean, I told you what to copy, right? It's the 5-card activation epiphany, but sure, if you insist. The deck is by no means perfect, but it's a good base. So, we have the Create 6. We have the Persona card where you can discard cards to get a massive damage bonus. This also activates when you discard it. This one here has Draw 1 on it, which can help in certain scenarios, but it also boosts the damage of linked cards. And then we just have Sword Rain to activate the blades that we create in the graveyard. How would you survive to beat the tower as a Serenia, Selena, Cassius? Okay. You either kill the enemies before they kill you, or you figure out a way to get some healing on the Cassius, and the solution is not to pick up 000. Because 000 is not only not going to give you draw, but the damage is also pretty irrelevant. I think out of all the things that happened to Cassius on his rework, 000 truly got done dirty the most, right? The fact that it is the only one that doesn't have draw hurts my soul, hurts my soul. How do you level past 60? Okay, so let's have a look. Do I have a character who's currently levelable? I think we just... Yeah, Shizuru should be. So, you see our Shizuru's level 60 out of 61. How did that happen? If you click on the top right here, you see that 00 is where you currently are. 01 is where you want to be to get to 61. And 02 is when you get level 62. The way this works is when you play SORTIE, at the end of a run, you get a score. Every character that participated in the SORTIE run gets that score. The first two characters get 100% of the score. The third character gets 66%. And the fourth character gets 33% of the score. The score thresholds are 100,000 and 1.5 million for level 61 and then level 62. If you're wondering what is the impact of the stats, you can see it right here. 3 defense, 9 health, and around 8 attack. What is a bit more interesting is have a look at our current attack. Our current attack is 1010, right? 1010. But that's because this one here is on attack. It's a scam, okay? So let's actually make it a bit more realistic before we create some assumptions. It's because I think I swapped it out for something else. Oh wait. So attack stat currently is 861, especially because like psionics, they do tend to have a bit of a lower attack stat, right? Total attack stat is 861. Now we do the level up. We go up by 8. And then you see how we went from 861 to 871. That's because it went to the base and got then multiplied by gear multipliers and such. So it's not a crazy increase, but it is free stats. It's a bit more of a reward for playing SORTIE. You know, at this pace, we're not going to find the Dream World run before we have more auto tickets. More attack is more attack. It is indeed. No, man, this is scam, bro. This is scam. We've seen it 3 times now, and we haven't found it once. Where? The world is unfair. A 9 deck in a team rotation. Take a couple copies of Fighting Spirit, take a Hue, make it Hue Extreme, or make it Hue Ironclad. Get the upgrade card in, cut the other 2 cards. Find a bit of extra AP somewhere on the team, find some draw. Play as many Hues as you can in a turn and call it a day. Hey, let's go! Woo! This is how you do it. Cash money. Now we just have to not die and hopefully get enough removes to get the copy target. So it is in fact possible. Let's go. Okay, so we know we need to take the Persona fights to build the Persona card. We also know that we could potentially use the campfires for training and have more chances at more cards. Ew, can you imagine making a path for yourself through a chaos run? Ew, that is so season 2. That is so season 2. Okay, now we need the right Nia persona. Perfect. I'm a betting man. Let's go. Fuck. Hey! It's a rare event. Increase credits by 200 or get a divine epiphany. We don't really need a divine epiphany. But I thank you for the opportunity, my guy. It's just wrong, like right event at the wrong time, you know? Right event, wrong time. It just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, you know what? I think making this Quietus deck thing could probably be like a multi-day endeavor. I can already smell it. This thing is not gonna go easy. I hate the game. I got the deck, but then Nia's Curiosity was my last epiph card at the boss battle and I lost a copy of the Dream World. See! This is where you got skill issued. Don't take it too harshly. Take it as a lesson for later. In this game, you can do the copy first, then do the epiphany. You didn't have to get Nia's Curiosity. You could have had your 100% skill, you could have had your 100% copy chance by not following the order of the actions. You can choose to do the copy before you get a card. Always keep that in mind. It's gonna help you in the future, but it does suck right now. I'm not gonna lie. Tough luck, man. Tough luck. You can? Yes, you can. Yeah, or you could have just avoided playing a Nia card at all. If you never epiphanied the Nia... No, you didn't Nia epiphany the card, so that was fine. Yeah, but yeah. Man, this deck's gonna be sick, I hope so. But yeah, you can just choose to do the copy before you receive the cards. It's just the little things sometimes. What the fuck? What the hell? That's... What the fuck? That's crazy. I never heard this before because I never really played that many non-auto runs. That's such a waste. Yeah, I mean, look at it. Everything in the background is just game over. And you're just vibing. Do you hear the static? Do you hear like the artificial static that they've put on it? Wow, that is a mood booster and a half. Holy shit. Yeah, even Diana is smiling. That came out of nowhere. That is amazing. That is amazing. I never noticed that. I never noticed that. And now we're back to violence, death, destruction. Ah! Alright. How would I go best about getting this discarded? I mean, how many discard related cards do we currently have in our deck? Not that many. The nightmare is ongoing, yes. Which Nightmare deck will work best for a Quietus deck? There's a link. There is a link pinned in the channel where I've tried to come up with a potential Nightmare deck to just go alongside of it. But, you know what? I don't think that one's actually perfect. It's just what came to my mind first. Hey! Hey, look! We finished the persona. We finished the persona. We have Dream World. Huh? We're making progress. Yeah, see, I told you, we just got extremely unlucky the last times around. Like in the auto runs, we just got really unlucky. It shouldn't be that hard to build that persona. Would this team even be good, or is it just a funny discard whole deck with one card? Brother, we'll find out together. How about that? We'll find out together. If at the end of this actually is a good or a bad deck. The song took the bad luck away. It might have. Might have. Okay. We can skip here. Divine. Okay, say less. Sure, that could help us. Activate even when discarded. Nice, nice. You like to see it. I wonder if we can get this deck to work though during this chaos run. Would be pretty sad if we just die because the deck like doesn't really work together mid chaos. Okay, what is this? What does it do? When attacked, discard a random Quietus card in hand. I mean, hey, if we ever happen to have another Quietus card in hand, it's just insurance. Okay, so we're looking for like more Dream Worlds, some useful perks. Also, can we cut the card on Nia already? Okay, now look, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna buy the time regulator, put it on Nia to get a... but fuck, that's not one of those that we wanted to discard. Or wanted to delete. Yeah, we can't really... Meh, at least we're closer to getting one we want to delete. Dimensional Cube. 40 or more in the graveyard. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It is on discount. Alright, let's remove a basic for now. I would much rather remove copy chances, but what can you do? Right? What can you do? We don't really have anything we currently want to cut specifically. Ether. I mean, at least it's a bit of coin. What would I cut? I'm intending to cut the... I'm intending to cut the purple card and... Wait, let me count. 1, 2... Yeah, I think I want to keep... No, wait, I think I can cut Adagio, right? 3 here. G chord, Sorif, Adagio, what am I missing? No, yeah, I want to cut the blue card. The, like, discard a card in hand, do extra attack for the card discarded, and the purple card. But it doesn't really make too much of a difference. We could also keep the purple card, now that I think about it. Yeah, it really doesn't change much at all. Because if everything goes correctly, we never intend to play any of these things, period. Ripped Sincerity. Yeah, give me money. I need money. Did we just steal their living expenses? Wow, we are so kind. Yeah, I guess we could cut Adagio. It just, Adagio feels like such a waste to cut, you know? Oh well. Ooga booga booga ooga. We should have enough, right? If we put this on Nia and then just at the next shop cut it. I wonder what the odds are to get like a dream world from training. Hey look! It auto does a bunch of shit for us. Let's go! Our deck's almost empty. Nice. All right. See how we're doing the latent. See how we're doing the copy before the latent epiphany. Look, and this is why we are smart. But no, effectively, right, we were able to skip out on getting Nia's Curiosity so that we had a 100% copy chance by just doing the copy event earlier, right? Big brain. Very, very smart. So yeah, the little things sometimes can mean a lot. Okay, so our goal is to take the path with the most amount of question marks past the waypoint to guarantee us a copy event. Which means there's two. Either this one here where we do question mark into elite into question mark into elite into question mark. Or this one where it's just question mark into campfire into question mark into like a fight into this one. This one does have a shop. But we need coins to be able to buy something from a shop. Well, when would a Diana banner come back? See, that's the thing. This game doesn't have reroll. Okay. This game, ever since release, hasn't had a single rerun. If you can believe it. This game has yet to have its very first even ever rerun banner. So... when will Diana come back is a very good question. She might just come back at the time where they introduce a wish list. Maybe. Maybe at that time she would come back. Divine? Divine Dream World. That's so useless. But it has the right base epiphany. Then again, we don't have to care about the base epiphany. Because we can just use the common epiphany orb to just swap it after. Into exactly what we want. Which is so nice. More credits on engraving. What kind of engravings do we have? Morale. Discard. Give me some coin. Give me some coin. I think Serenio and Hype Mary are the most likely reruns. Exactly, because they are the only limited characters which cannot be gotten out of the 50-50. So if anybody were to rerun, it would indeed probably be them. Stop boys from using your Twitch chatter. What wacky deck we building now? There's a link. There's a link on both YouTube and Twitch, I hope. Let me check Twitch. Yeah. You can click on the link and it shows you the exact, like, idea of what we want to make happen. I'm having a good feeling with this event. I got scammed. This doesn't really... help that much. Well... does Pity carry over? Pity always carries over. Between any 5-star banners. Okay. So, the question is, do we pay 200 to get rid of Stroke? Or do we hope we get a removal event at some point? Huh. Probably get rid of it now and then we should have some peace and quiet. Hey, Aries, what's up? What's up? You know, one of these days there will be a dream world in the training. Okay? I can't quite tell you when that's gonna be, but there will be a time and a day and a place and a space where that actually happens. Okay. Which path gives off more copy vibes? Is it this one here, where we do a shop into a question mark, into maybe like a fire into a question mark into a question mark? Or maybe even we skip up and then a question mark? Or is it this one, where we start with a question mark, do an elite, do a question mark, do an elite, do another question mark. Which one of these feels like a question mark path, like a copy path? The bottom one, because we need to beat some elites. What set of memory fragments can I use for Mediana if I don't have good pieces of the new set? You do 2-piece, 2-piece. Attack set, crit damage, 2-piece, 2-piece, and call it a day. Yeah, alright, let's fight some elites then. And we can also get rid of a couple more question marks down here early, meaning the pool of available question mark events is smaller. I don't know if that actually is how it works, but you know what? I'm gonna check this guy here. I know for a fact that we could get a random divine, but I don't really think we need a random divine right now. So I think there was a combination to give us money. Tasting a desire. The 4 options are Divine Epiphany, select a card to Epiphany, increase credits by 120 or increase credits by 200. The credits by 200 would be Tasting the Desire. Wait. Oh, it's random. Or is it? No. Feeling of loss. No, yeah. Feeling of loss and endless futility. Should be 200 money. Cash. Alright. Shop. Now. Let's do full refreshes. Have a look at for some gear pieces. But more specifically, we'd be looking for another dream world. Which would be insane. But it's most likely not gonna happen. We might also be on the lookout for like any fun gear pieces. Maybe even more specifically like a good weapon. Re-epiphany. Do we need to re-epiphany this Nia? We could re-epiphany the dream world, which could save us a few resources. But I'd rather bet on getting another one right here. You know, as I said, one of these days it's gonna work. One of these days it's going to work. Broken Idol. It's this lady again. Lower face. No. No. This, you see, I don't know if we'd ever get the chance to play out the Soul Rift upgrade. That'd be my biggest concern. But if I really want to get the Soul Rift upgrade, because it actually works out, then I can always just spend the SORTIE currency to get it. I am dismantling everything. See, I never put any gear on the units I'm not building. I am dismantling everything unless it benefits me. I usually go for epiphany choices, but if epiphany choices aren't available, I either go for gear to sell it, or I go for credits straight up. I do all my shop refreshes first to make sure that I don't miss any crazy gear perks. Yeah. Wait, W super chat? The fuck? Why is it? My timeline is not working properly in the app. I did an update for it today. So am I scam? Hey, blessed day, friend. Good luck today. Appreciate it. It's gonna be a blessed day now that you've blessed us. Watch. See, we could discard the top 3 cards from the draw pile. Fantastic. I don't really think it's gonna be that necessary for this deck to do like anything, but hey, it's definitely gonna be better than nothing. Like, I'm not really too sure what kind of epiphany we'd be going for, because we'd usually just discard it anyway, so... Alright, you're almost dead. Yay. Awesome. Yep, more credits. So... we have 2 more chances at the question mark at the copy event. Is it right here? It is. 3 and 4 chance. Nia has 4 cards in total. G-Chord, Soul Rift, Dreamworld, and Nia's Curiosity. But we also already have 2 copies of Dreamworld. So... I'm hoping that that goes a long way. Banger! So that means we now have 3 of them. Which means we can't actually get another copy. Right? Because the problem is, copying a neutral card is kinda like copying a divine. Because while you end up copying it, it still costs its own 20 save data. So the only way for us to get an additional Dreamworld in here would be if we can somehow... Okay, you know what? I think we're gonna copy Soul Rift instead. Like, Soul Rift copy would be the goal. Dreamworld would only be possible if we get it from like a shop. Past seasons' planets were better in your opinion, equipment too? It's an opinion? I guess? I mean, I don't know. It really depends on who did you want to build where and how and when. But I really do still believe you could build whoever you want this season and this seasonal planet around. Did I remove Adagio? We did. I know. Such a heartbreak. Yeah, no, it's valid. If you like Season 2 more, that's fine. Right? Everybody can have their preferences, absolutely. Increases the damage amount of Quietus cards. Yeah, but... wrong character. Wrong character. Right, maybe we can actually get Cthulhu to visit us on like the very last fight. Now, the question is, will he be so kind as to give us something useful gear-wise? Let's see. Divine Epiphany, okay. Again, Fortitude. I mean, do we need to make the tankiest deck ever? I don't know if we do. But getting that many Fortitude stacks might very well just be just that. Yeah, but we could obviously swap that later if we feel like it. Let's do normal Epiphany. I said normal Epiphany! Alright. So, find a shop to potentially get a dream world from that could actually fit for us save data space wise. Is that worth it? No, right? I mean, it gets discarded, which we then have to discard a card ourselves to draw a random attack card and then apply link to those cards and then the card, no. Yeah. Okay. Let's speed up the boss. Should I pick Dreamworld Epiphany Draw 2 or Mark? Probably Mark, because if you build this mega discard deck, I don't know if you'll actually, like, okay, my intention is to not have to play anything whatsoever, so I'm not entirely too sure how smart it would be to, like, draw cards into my hand, which takes them out of the deck and then makes them impossible to be discarded, right? Yeah, we're just gonna nuke one of them early. Just finish your first attempt at this deck. No Dream World, no completed Persona, worst gear possible. Yay! E6 hype very worth it? No, she's super bad. Super bad. Alright, let's see what kind of latent epiphanies we can still get out of this. Unfortunate. See, the problem is if we take Dream World, we will go over the save data limit. So we could have had 4. But then we couldn't have fit a Persona. I would have liked to copy Soul Rift. And then potentially turn one of them into the upgrade. Well, what can you do about it, right? Yeah, we could add divines, but honestly, I don't know what kind of divines I'd even want to add. I mean, what is even possible? See, the thing is, it's not like I came in here with like a grand plan on what exactly I wanted to achieve, if you know what I mean. Yeah. It's not like I came here with like a grand plan. Wait, is she worth it? E6 Hype Mary is worth it to a degree, but you gotta keep in mind, if you're summoning for a character 7 times, unless you intend to spend, or you obviously want to miss out the next 7 characters, there always will have to be sacrifices to be made. We're down to 40 save data points. Use your core to dupe Soul Rift, surely. Hell no. I don't even think the deck needs it. Now, we're just gonna test this. See, the difference here is, this deck is pretty much the same. The only problem is, these Dreamwords are actually copied. Like, if you have a look at the save data cost, you see, even if we copy them, we go up by 20, which means if we were to do this exact deck, I know it's a bit harder to see, but if we were to do this exact deck, you can see we are indeed going to 200, right? Like, putting in 4 Dreamwords. I got Hype Mary V3 with Amazon and Omega code. Okay, what do y'all think is more deadly? 12 morale or 12 stacks of fortitude? No, see, the thing is, my end goal with this deck is I do not want to play the deck. You know? I don't want to play the deck. It's supposed to play itself. I want it to just do all it needs to do on its own, and it just does what it needs to do. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna work though. Yeah, we either do no damage, and take no damage, or we do damage but we take damage. Do we know when they will rerun limited characters? Is it going to be a year after they release like Epic 7? No idea. No idea. I mean, so far we haven't seen Serenial back, and she was all the way back in on Christmas. So, I guess a good time for them to rerun somebody, if at any point in time, would probably be the anniversary, no? Probably needs to draw 2 to start it up. Not if we modify one of the personas. Which would be... So, this is kind of the idea here, where one of the personas is just gonna discard our entire hand instead. But, yeah. When would Adelheid's kit be revealed? Her entire kit would be the day before, so on the 26th. But we should potentially get some more tidbits here and there and all that stuff around, like, the weekend. Maybe like on Saturday, Sunday. I got 4 Dreamworlds and someone 1 has 2 vulnerable divines. Yeah, but that's because you actually found multiple Dreamworlds. What we did is we copied Dreamworlds. If you can, preferably, you would want to get multiple Dreamworlds because they are cheaper. Getting a Dreamworld is 20 save data. Copying a Dreamworld is also 20 save data, but on 4th copy it's the additional 40. So, preferably, you just get the Dreamworlds instead of copying them. But that isn't really much of an option, right? Yeah, okay, sure, let's do another Nia's Curiosity, who knows. Yeah. We might have had too many credits. Might have had too many credits. $69.50. Alright, so now we're back to having 2 auto runs available, which hard to say. Like, the odds of the auto run giving us another Dream World deck, I don't know. Tiny are those odds. But let's make sure we get the 2 out of the mental hospital. Who would be the best third with a Hyde Nia? There's way too many options. It's impossible to say who's the best. Like, you could do Hugo, you could do Cassius, you could do Selena, you could do Renoa, you could do Diana. Like, honestly, impossible to say that one is, like, specifically better than the others. Would a Typhera be better than a Mika for a Hyde Mary? Depends on how you end up building them. I mean, it's hard to beat the simplicity of a Mika of just having Source of Water and have that have draw, and then have the deck like consist of 2 upgrade cards, which means you only have 4 cards. They all gain you AP and they have draw, and if you're lucky and you actually take damage and you just recover, you can actually get 8 instead of just 4 AP. You got E6 Selena from the standard banner pulls when I made my accounts to Selena. Was it for you? See, there you go. Right? See, there you go. Mika is the real day one. She is. She is. Okay, same team, same setup, same idea. Time to build somebody else who's not named Nia. Whoa, bars. Okay, but no, we need to find a map variant that does not have the credit thing, because I still want to take my chances. Though it really does seem pretty damn unlikely for us to get access to a dream world outside of like a start of the run. But hey, who knows? Maybe we get the training fate, right? Maybe we get the training fate, and that's like the clutch factor. Shizuru background is goated. It is. Negative credits. I mean, negative 50 is better than negative 60 and negative 70. Is it Diana time? Our Diana deck is super ambitious. Yeah. Our Diana deck is super ambitious. Ain't no way we can do that shit on auto. But if we start with the dream world, tried. I lost max health for that, didn't I? Ew. Honestly, I'm still not an A. At the start of the turn, discard one random ally Quietus card. Wahoo! But no, I'm still not entirely too sure who, where, how, when. But I know, unfortunately, for a fact that that Diana and Hyde Mary, even though they are the Quietus characters, they are one of the worst units at they are one of the worst units at actually taking advantage of Dreamworld, because the morale epiphany is, I think, what was it? Exclusive to Striker, Psionic. Yeah, Striker, Psionic Controller, which is sad. It should be available to everyone. Mega scam. Revolt. Any SORTIE tips or tricks? I would be working on like a SORTIE tier list. And seeing as how we're like a week out now from the SORTIE tournament and whatnot, I can potentially try and make like a SORTIE guide video. It's just, god damn, the questions are like, where do you even start, right? Easy, friends, we get more Quietus people soon enough. Yeah, chances are fucking Adelheid is a Quietus unit as well, right? It really isn't that unrealistic. If only this was more than like a random rare to neutral or what the fuck. Okay, I shouldn't have fought the guy. Okay, yeah, murder is apparently a cause for the game to just crash. What does the resonance state mean? Okay, so resonance is a debuff. The most prominent unit to apply that is Diana, but there's also other cards that do it. Resonance is just a different version of Mark. Mark says extra attack when you play an attack card. Resonance says extra attack when you discard a card. And a unit being in a, or an enemy being in a resonance state just means they are inflicted with resonance. Hope is slim but never zero that we actually get a Dreamworld run out of this one. Also, you know what's crazy? I'm just smacking things together. It's not like I've actually done the math on how many... it's not like I've actually done the math on how many Dreamworlds do we need, how many Persona cards do we need, what engravings do they have to have, right? It's not like I've actually done the math on that, so we might just be discarding way too much without having enough cards to even be the discard target. But, you know, that's just part of the game, you know? That's just how it goes. That's just how it happens. Here's the math. More equals good. You know what? You could actually be onto something. You could actually be correct. More might just be better than less. I don't know. I kind of feel like having discarded random Quietus card for each Umbra engraving, the one that like discards the stuff from your hand, could be pretty useful. At least having one of those copies. So you know what? We are actually not gonna pick that up. We might even need more than that. Is that a worthy trade? I buy it for 96 to get the epiphany, to then spend 120 to get rid of the purple card. Sure, why not? But it also means we're doing less shop searching. Clearly I scanned myself out of getting another dream world. Has to be. We are making Diana right now, yes. And I think my plan right now, we are going to make a dream world list. A dream world list Diana. Just to see what kind of bullshit this deck even looks like if we only have them on, let's say, Nia, right? Unless obviously we happen to stumble into some, then I'm not gonna say no, you know? If we happen to stumble into a little bit of that, I'm not gonna say no. Ooh, that's nasty. That's an OP engraving. Would it be important for me to discard 5? Dreamworld, would you find it in the shop? You should, but we had no luck so far. Would Owen work with... Also, why did people start calling her HDMI? Like, I get it, but... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure how I feel about it. Not too sure how I feel about HDMI being Hyde Mary. It does see, it is faster to type. Yeah, makes sense, but I don't know. Suspicious. Okay, do I re-epiphany? Yeah, I do. There we go. Okay, now copy events should be a guarantee. Okay, what about this? Is there anything cool we can do here? Divine Epiphany, Divine Epiphany, Divine Epiphany, credits, recover health, decrease combatant stress, random mythic equipment, which obviously isn't that random. You know what? I'm actually gonna try it though. Maybe something changed. No, but no, nothing should have changed. It shouldn't be random, it should be the fucking dice. Yeah, I don't want the dice. I need credits. So I need to do 2, 3. Yeah. Where do you see the events? You lost the link. Okay, I post 2 websites that you can use if you want to. Number 1. And then number 2. There you go. How cube works, I still don't get it. Which cube? The dimensional cube? Or the amorphous cube? Amorphous cube just adds 25% damage to anything. Think of it like a 1.25x morale stack. And Dimensional Cube is just when something gets discarded by either the unit or by an ally, damage amount. Oh, that one. I mean, okay, you are kind of rolling the dice. You either deal damage to the enemy, or I think you inflict yourself with a debuff. I've yet to fully check it out in like a enclosed scenario, but you know, okay, how about we do that after this run? Deal? We'll check out exactly what the fucking cube does after this run. The way we do it is we take 2 0-card decks, we take Cassius who has the cube, and then we just see what happens turn after turn. How does that sound? Getting the boss upgrade at the end of Burning Life increases Fate Memory? Yes, the God's Hammer is still worth 10. But the normal arena engravings are worth 0. Because the reason why it's worth 10 is because you're like adding an additional gear piece on top of a gear piece. Oh, tempting. Yeah, we need to take this. Umbra. Umbra allows us to get the full 5 benefit while keeping the super powerful perk on the weapon. Like this one, when 5 or more cards have been created through abilities by allies, damage amount. Dude, I'm about to break my monotone rage. I just got a perfect rune deck with a perfect plus AP and the deck is 190. Yeah, the problem is this is only something you would have known if you've played Season 2. I feel your pain. Do I want to re-epiphany something? Is this the final shot before the boss? It's not. Okay, we still have a chance at a copy event. Dream World! Fuck. Cthulhu! Our HP is getting spooky low. I know. But there's not much I can do besides pray. Copy? Unlucky! Yeah, because we already removed 5 cards. There's nothing to remove. Why is it aimed fire, man? Fuck that. Don't die! Yay. Alright, time to find out what the cube is all about. Why run a Nia when you're done building her? Just use the Typhera? No, because I know for a fact that this team, Hyde, Mary, Diana, Nia, gets the job done on auto runs on tier 15. I know that for a fact because I've ran a ton of them at the start of the season. So I have my trust in the units and shit works. So why would I change a running system? Okay. Let's do... Oh, we can't? Oh, we can. Okay, nice. Wait, that's weird. Look at this. Cannot change, but we're on 41. But sure, I can do waypoint recall. Hey, I wanted to go down there. Thank you. Okay. Amir. Selena. Empty, nice. Empty, nice. Okay, let's find out. What the fuck does this dice even do? Oh, did they just reword it properly? I think they changed the wording a bit more, didn't they? Right, just right now I pulled Shizuru E2, lost 50 of Hyde Mary to her. I don't know how to be happy or sad. I mean, now you're guaranteed for your next one, and I think you should rather hold. See, you know what? This was actually good. You know, are guaranteed for the next character. You can use the ego dupe. You can use the free dupe you get when her banner ends to E2 her. So you have her at the perfect stopping point, and you're guaranteed for your next character. So let's have a look. So the dice is done damage to enemy. Damage to enemy. This time only 6, or maybe not only, but actually 6 counts or whatever. Let's heal ourselves up here. 3 counts. 6 counts. 4 counts. Yeah, okay, I guess we go on the... Yeah, these guys might just be a bad stage to just stall things out against. Whee! Maybe floor 1 is gonna be more kind to us. You never know. Hey. Isn't Nia build with Hyde Mary better with Eternal Hunger or Theater of Illusions build? Eternal Hunger is by far the one that makes things the safest, because you get an insane amount of draw, insane amount of discard, and an insane amount of AP. So it's by far the most flexible and the one most likely to lead you to success, unless you like go for something a lot more specified. Okay, so yeah, you saw that, right? How we took 103 damage to our shield? That was the dice. So yeah, it really is either 2 to 6 hit to the enemy or 1 hit to yourself. The only time I could see this being useful is if for some forsaken reason the enemy has 1,000,000 defense but only like 100 health. Because if the enemy had 1,000,000 defense, no enemy, or 1,000,000 damage reduction, no enemy or no teammate would ever do damage against them, but the dice would be fixed damage, so it would bypass it. But yeah, these units, they don't exist, or these enemies don't exist, like super high defense and like health in the low hundreds. I took it on 1 support just because it came with a good engraving at the end. Exactly. Exactly. That's the only time I'd say it's reasonable to take the dice at all. If it comes with a nice engraving. Hey, is this basically Olea E6? Maybe. It's for decreasing fortitude? What do you mean? I guess it wouldn't proc counterattacks, yeah, because it's fixed damage. No, I mean, maybe it still counts as getting hit? I don't know. I don't know. Defense must affect it. This guy takes 31, but the floor before was 27. I mean... Cassius. A damage that ignores persistent effects. A damage. Maybe they're missing the word type, a damage type that ignores persistent effects or something like that, but it just sounds a little weird. Negative 70 credits. Oof. We're most likely gonna die on this run. What are some good resources to get better? This was not how I was playing the game. See, how you get better at the game is doing what I do. You gamble and you win. Fuck. So now we're starting the run down 100 coins and still no dream world. I tried. Being lucky is indeed a skill. Exactly. But no, I mean, what are good resources? I guess it's a bit harder to say. I think a lot of people are working on like websites and Google Docs and all that stuff for the community to upload builds to. But that isn't ready yet. Like, the game, it's only been out for 6 months. So, none of like the super resource, whatever they like, are ready. For example, my own website, right? Yeah. At this point, I've just shelved it for later until I can actually implement decks properly. The guy from the website where we build all the decks, right? We're in talks. So at some point, something's gonna come from that. I should have kept the item. Now we're probably gonna encounter the engraving event, and I'm not gonna have an Cthulhu weapon. And I'm not gonna have an item to engrave, no? We can steer the letter. But now unfortunately we won't get a Cthulhu weapon, sadly. Watch the videos and streams, you learn a lot. I know a guy. You can always attack the engraving dude for the special item that gives you divine epiphany at the portrait event. Huh. That's useful. Okay, discard dice. Problem is it's a bit too early. Unless obviously we encounter an engraving event and can give it a good one. Do I need meditation? No. Come on, Dream World! Fuck. I guess we really do need the Fate. I'm a little confused on the Striker Persona Haru combo. Does each hit increase damage amount, or is it just to increase exhaust limit? Yes, each time you use it, you increase the damage amount by 50. So if you increase the exhaust limit, you can play the card more times, which means you can increase the damage amount in total. So technically, both of the things you said were correct, if that helps. Yeah, now we really need a re-epiphany. Huh? Sneeze? Fuck, missed the mute button. I'm sorry. SORTIE is fun. It truly is. It truly is. Gesundheit. Appreciate it. Salud. Alright, let's get rid of one more. Wish I had more time to play. See, this is good and bad, huh? Good and bad. That's what that is. Ooh. Nasty. Alright, let's do a re-epiphany. Quietus version. Yes. You know, I think this deck is gonna be, or this team is gonna be a big disaster, but I am here for it. Yeah, this team's gonna be a massive disaster. At least in the version we currently have put together. What are we building today? We're building pure chaos. We are currently building the third deck to a 3-deck team, and we're about to find out if it's garbage, mega garbage, or actually useful. They really want to sell us on that Inner Awakening, right? Really want to sell us that stupid Inner Awakening thing. Is the payoff a Fulgent Compression in the deck? It's supposed to be, it's just not currently. Because we haven't gotten the card yet. Okay, nice. So this persona is half done. Okay, we need to re-epiphany. Sure, toss. We really had all auctions, huh? Or maybe not. We had the head, we had the hand, we had the torso. Maybe those are all. Now we're gonna say this one for sure. I don't even know. Ooh, look at this loot. 2 of the new set. Say less. Okay, more chances at finishing the persona. Okay, nice. I don't know if this is a disaster, okay? I really do not. I really do not know if this is like it's very hard to predict what this deck is gonna do every turn. Like, I know it's gonna do something, but what exactly that is? What happens when you get more than 180 save data? Then the game is going to randomly undo any changes you've made to push you back below the 180 save data limit, in 99.5% of cases completely ruining your deck. Like, the more specifically you've built your deck, the more it's gonna get ruined by going over the limit. It's gonna be glorious, you see the vision? Yeah. We're at least gonna have something of a test dummy to figure out... Not even a copy event. But we're at least gonna have something of a test dummy to figure out how far is this from our vision as it was meant to be. You know? Yeah, Dreamworld finding that shit in the shop? Nah. Nah. Is it possible to go over 180 during a Chaos run? Yes, and then your deck is gonna get shafted at the end of the run. So while it is certainly possible, I forgot to re-epiphany a Fulgent expansion. This deck is a mega disaster. Alright, great! Now that we've built the 3 decks, let's see what happens. Check. Today is Friday. It's beautiful. Okay, let's go. So, simulation, tower, Hyde Mary, Diana, Nia. One piece doesn't fit. It's this one. This needs to be... maybe this one. Yeah, okay. So... Nia deck. Diana deck. No, that's not the right Diana deck, is it? It is. Why is... I could have sworn I cut that. No. The fuck is this deck? No, it's not the right one. This one. No. This one? This one. Yay, let's go. And then finally, the Pinnacle Beauty Heightmary deck. How many cards are in this deck? 7? 13? 21. 21 cards are in this deck. We have technically 4 discard, because obviously this card getting discarded discards 3 more, so this is 4. Okay, let's not count the base cards. So this is 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 14. Okay, let's do a bit of save data editing. We do have a couple SORTIE coins right now lying around, so what should we try first? Fortitude or morale? What should we try first? Fortitude or morale? Because that's what we're going to be changing the normal epiphanies on Nia's deck for. And yes, unfortunately we only have 3 dream worlds. But that still means we could either make all of them have fortitude or we could have all of them have morale. Wrong core? Are you sure about that? Because I'm pretty sure I can use this and re-epiphany to do what I want to do. I mean, I guess it went from fortitude to fortitude. So sure, let's start with the mega fortitude version first. Because that seems like a bit of an easier task, I guess. AP. AP gain could be interesting, but also kind of weird. There, resolve, ew. Morale. You know what? Fuck it, we're just gonna keep it at 4 morale, 8 fortitude. The game clearly has decided that that is a balance that should not be broken. So... Alright, let's get it. Okay, so we're going to use Nia's Curiosity to not pick these cards up, so that Dreamworld discards cards, which 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 discards our hand, which discards more cards, and those happen to discard more cards, and then these get all activated, and then they get activated, and they get activated, and then they get activated, and then this one gets activated, and that discards some more cards, and it discards some more cards, and it discards some more cards, and then it discards some more cards, and then great. Yeah, perfection. Just how I like it. Okay. And then, yeah, I mean, this just gets the job done normally. See, something that might be a problem is the amount of heartbreakers going into our deck, which just makes our deck naturally thicker. Makes it a little thicker. Yeah, we might just have to find a way to reliably get this to go. Indeed, the wedding ring is a good idea. The item that like discards a Quietus card at the start of the turn, so that we can discard more Quietus cards, that discard more Quietus cards, that then discard more Quietus cards. It is very true. But then again, we might just not have enough discards to discard cards to discard cards that discard cards because they discard not enough cards, you know? So that could always be an issue. And also, I think one of the problems might actually be our discard pile not going back into our hand fast or reliable enough. If you know what I mean. So, yeah. And something else that I thought about potentially considering is heart shakers. Heart shakers also discard cards from your hand. Not from your hand, from your draw pile, right? But I don't know how we would create a reliable source of them, because none of the cards that create them actually are Quietus, right? Yeah, they all proceeded to die. I mean, something is surely happening. There's a retain one that does it every turn, yeah, but only if we play it, where we could take heart breakers and turn them into heart shakers. But also keep in mind, some of these cards that happen to go into our hand aren't actually our plan, right? Like initially, for example, I would have liked this not to be as prevalent, but more specifically this one here. This one, like Quietus, create 2 Effulgent Blades, because it creates them in our hand, and I'd much rather just have the... I would much rather have the... Fuck. The one that doesn't create them in hand, so that Hyde Mary has enough hand, so that Diana has enough hand space to create what she needs to create. Yeah, maybe apply some links with the ego skill so that they're a bit more long lasting. Yeah, just keep in mind though, we only have 3 Dream Worlds in here right now. And there's still a lot that could be done, right? Especially also we need to figure out a way how we can make sure that we don't run into this scenario where our draw pile is empty. I think one way to solve that could potentially be to do something like either we obviously discard our entire deck every turn completely and reliably, or what we do instead is we just have a draw epiphany on one of the cards, like a neutral epiphany on one of the Quietus cards that get discarded, making it so that it like refreshes the draw pile, right? Yeah, I didn't really want Hyde Mary to have as much of a role here, but her deck is kind of like, yeah. But I think we can definitely swap the deck to something a bit different, because I think I have a decently similar deck, which does something along the lines of what this deck also does. So I think we have a better swap-in deck on Hyde Mary ready. Do we need a Adagio back? No, what we need is a solution to the point where... I don't know, I want to figure out a way where I don't have to play any cards whatsoever. Like, I don't want to play Adagio, I don't really want to play... like, I really don't want to play any cards, you know? But yeah, applying Link to some of these is just... Like, yeah, if we apply Quietus to these linked, we would obviously get a much easier way of getting them discarded. So you know what? That might just be the easy solution. Just use Sylvia to apply linked to the Quietus personas, so that they always do what they need to do without us having to pay for them. So that we have like an easy way of getting rid of them, right? Because so long as we make our way to the one persona that discards Quietus persona cards from our hand, then we don't have to play them. You know? My hand is full, I can see that. See, I also don't want something like this to happen. I want my hand to be like full, or no, I want my hand to be empty so that I can fill it up with relevant Quietus cards. You know? But yeah, the short and simple of it is something is happening and the deck is doing things. Yeah. Something is in fact happening and the deck is indeed doing things. Spectacularly. But yeah, we could also potentially just use partner skates to just get rid of cards and then call it a day, you know? There is certainly a lot going on, but not really. Okay, let's see. So, do we have any better Hyde Mary decks or something lying around to go with... No, I don't think we have a Hyde Mary deck. Not a Hyde Mary. I don't think we have a Diana deck we can swap in to do something else here. But what we do have... I mean, this would be a lot of draw. But see, I don't... I mean, okay, we could try it out. There's a lot of draw on here. But there's also a lot of useless cards. But what I wanted to swap is the Hyde Mary deck to one of these versions. See, what I wanted to build was here. Create 6 with the... that's the damage one. No, that's not the Quietus one. Here, this one. Create 6. Unfortunately, only discard 2. But also link. Yeah, we could try this one out. And then I think we have... Yeah, we have one of these. Oh, this is cleaner. One linked here. Just 3 of these. One of these being finale retain bullshit. And then a triple discard. I don't know. I don't know. Most of the damage is indeed Mary E6. I know. I didn't really want Hyde Mary to do to have as much of a role here. I kind of wanted... but no, we can't get rid of Diana. We can't change Diana, because the moment we do... we also lose access to the mega discard persona. Yeah. Yeah, no, Diana needs to stay. I wonder what this deck's gonna do. So, let's go back. One of these, was it? This one. Here, with the ability to just also discard our hand as well. I don't even know if it's necessary, but yeah. Diana needs a simplified deck. I mean, they need some more Dream Worlds, I think. Like, just in general. But Maybe. Okay. Yeah, let's try applying linked to this one. And I guess this one as well. So we can get rid of one of those. See, if there's less Hyde Mary cards getting played, that means there is more Diana cards we can play. Right? That's why I didn't really want the that's why I didn't really want the version that put like the swords in our hand, right? But now the problem is, again, we weren't quite able to play our entire deck. Which I'm just gonna blame on the lack of Dream Worlds, because I mean, Nia is the only one who has them. Look at all those cards. The enemies are dying too fast. The cards are not getting activated. Big scam. But yeah, it's again Hyde Mary just doing too much. This would be a lot more interesting to see what happens if Hyde Mary was E0. But unfortunately we can't do that. Yeah, like, she can definitely do the damage, Diana, that is. She just doesn't get the chance. Okay, for example, what caused us to stop here with 5 cards in? I guess because we didn't go into the next persona. See, I think one of the problems also just is the personas discard Quietus cards, but not all our cards are Quietus cards. Right? I think that's one of the biggest issues. Man, I need fucking damage statistics. How hard can it be? Can somebody tell me how much damage? Like, why is there still no, like, end of fucking run damage statistic? Why can I not just see how much damage did Diana do? How much did Hyde Mary do? How? How is that so hard? Just tell us. Like, 100% they have the data on who did, like, I don't care about this image share thing. Just let me know who did what, you know? Yeah, but I think applying link to the persona cards is a decent step in a direction or something. The CN side will make it happen, will they now? Hey, we almost played our entire deck. I guess you could consider this at least a semi-successful rotation. But enemy dies too fast, so to some degree, some of the situations we are landing in is also just due to the enemies being too weak. Or, I guess, the turn damage ending the turn a little awkwardly as well. You know, at least a lot of stuff is happening. This instead of feels like TFT, make your choice and then see the results. Yeah, I guess. I mean, things are happening sometimes, and those things lead to results at some point. But you know what the most tempting part about all of this is, at least? It's the fact of how few actions it actually takes, right? Like, if everything goes properly, we can just get rid of our entire deck in like a single action. Like similar to this here. But unfortunately, enemy just dies too fast. You know, especially with like these creation decks and such, a huge problem really is just enemies croaking too fast. Like, because if an enemy dies, nothing resolves properly, and then some cards get left over, and then it's like, disaster. Disaster. Also, yeah, I don't think this hero to all should be in the deck again, right? Because it's like, yeah, it draws us something, but it also fills up the deck. Hey, Dragonlord, what's up, what's up? Hey, we got rid of our deck, let's go. Hey, did you see that? We didn't take any damage. And that is because our fortitude was so high that we didn't take any damage. We need a punching bag and damage stats. That as well. I mean, there definitely is something here. We just have to find it. You know? You wanted to see the nuke? Nah, that's our top secret weapon. We only use that in emergencies. But keep in mind, none of these decks I would consider refined. But one deck that is at least close to refined, if anything, would be the Nia deck. Out of all of these, only the Nia deck actually does what it needs to do. The other two are auto-ran attempted ones, mega chaos. Kind of. What is the Nia bit? I'll show you in a sec. What's the new Quietus setup? You can check out the link to get an idea of what exactly we're trying to do. Hey, we played our deck! And our hand is empty! And there's some cards coming into our hand! We're making progress! That actually went half well. Hype Mary could one-shot the 180k health boss with the nuke. Depends on how long you stall and if you bring some damage buffs, but yeah. Wait till there's an item that draws from the deck when the deck becomes empty. I mean, no, we just have to make sure that we never land in a situation where we do not empty our deck. Because then we can just use the start of the turn draw to do for us what we need to do. Like, similar to what's going on right now. Like, this needs to be every turn. But like, with more refinement. But this is kind of my idea. You see this? Where our entire deck has been played. We took one action. And then we end up with like a hand state where we can specifically look at these bullet cards that have Quietus. What they do is if you play one, it's also going to play all the others because they all end up playing themselves, right? We could try. I check the link out in a sec. What's going on with this with CZN lately? I've been having trouble logging in. Freeze at start screen. Is anyone else having startup problems? Something I noticed is just like when you open the game, sometimes the lobby music disappears. Hey look, we didn't even have to play our hand. They just started playing themselves. Hey! The perfect turn! I played a card and shit did what it needed to do on its own. Okay, it's not quite perfect because we still had to play a card, but a lot closer. Ooh, I really do want to do Diana ult though. Because that is another Quietus card. You know, Diana's ego skill is so cool. The fact that it creates a permanent card that is completely different from what she usually has is so awesome. That is so awesome. Yeah, so this was our first turn where we weren't able to fully empty our deck. The fact that it took this many turns, I think, is a bit of an achievement. Stop praising Diana. Oh, I love Diana, but I missed her when I came back when Hype Mary was out and Diana had 1 day left. You know what? Diana is actually super bad. Everybody else that said Diana was trash was actually right. Diana is actually like mega useless. Yeah, no, you actually avoided disaster. You actually did well, maybe. How do you make a cardless deck for a unit that has the extra card potential? Get lucky. The moment you get another epiphany on that unit before you get to the waypoint, you've lost. But again, don't make 0 card decks, make 1 card decks. They're a lot better. Period. Come on, Diana, shoot the right guy. No, no, stop. No, wrong. No, yes, yes, no, no, no. I mean, she'll figure it out at some point, surely. Now we have big nuke with no purpose. And our deck is empty again. Yeah, we need to bring some consistency in here so that it works. That is the difficult part. Making this shit work somehow. Yeah. But we have enough fortitude not to take any damage from these other stupid fucks, which is good. All this punching is happening with only 1 action from the enemy is kinda crazy. Exactly, that's the biggest appeal of just discarding your entire deck in 1 action. And that is, it takes 1 action count for everything to go down. Bye bye. Whee! You don't know what's happening, but you think it's interesting. Exactly. Oh, obviously we can figure out how to fully automate it. The question is, how long is that gonna take us? And also, even after we figured it out, how long is it going to take us to build the decks that have figured out what we need to do? It is easy to understand how, but you have no idea what. Yep. Yep. I mean, yeah, it is a good idea to first have a look at what Adelheid does before you decide on potentially going for more dupes. Another successful turn of me doing nothing. So you can see the idea, right? Like, y'all can at least see what it's meant to look like at some point. Ah. You hope Adelheid punches monsters in the face? It could be hilarious. Was this hard to farm decks for needing a seasonal card to dupe, or was it not bad? We only have one completed deck. Or, not even completed, we only have one deck where we have Dreamworld. So basically we got the Dreamworld before the first boss, copied it, we copied it at the copy event, and then we realized we don't have the save data space because we would much rather get two cards of the card, two copies of the card than have to copy it because it's cheaper in terms of save data. The only problem is we only found the thing once. That was the sentence. What about replacing Nia for Veronica's discard? What Veronica discard? What card or whatever is making you autoplay like that? I show you. So, it's two cards at its core. Number one, we have... Okay, three different card versions. But this Quietus card says when it gets discarded, it discards a Quietus card out of your draw pile. If a Quietus card gets discarded, it gets activated, right? So this card does it not only once, not twice, but 3 times. The moment this persona gets discarded, it will discard 3 other Quietus cards out of the draw pile, right? So that is one of the personas, and we have that one twice. The other one is a slight variation where it still discards a Quietus card from the draw pile, and it does it again, so it discards 2. But it also discards a random Quietus card from hand for each Umbra engraving. So the second one is, instead of the deck, this is from hand. So this one actually discards upwards of 5 Quietus cards out of our hand to make sure that when we draw into Quietus cards at the beginning of the turn, we still also can play those cards out. And then we also have Dreamworld, which is another card that simply says it is Quietus, and when the card gets discarded, we activate the discard 2 random cards from the draw pile effect. So discarding a Dreamworld further discards 2 more cards. Repo's Epiphany that discards your hand. There's a lot of characters that have epiphanies that could discard our hand. Discard all other combatant cards in hand, 1 reload equal to the number. I guess so, but the other, like, getting a repost discarded doesn't do anything, right? Oh. Look, somebody has 4 different dream worlds. That's nice. Good for him. 4 different dream worlds with the right Quietus persona. Also, he's a day ahead. For him, it's the 16th. For me, it's still the 15th. He's cheating. He's actually time traveling to make this happen. Yeah. Alright, let's see what we can do against this boss. Let's get the Diana ult in. It is certainly a team. And all of that after basically one action. And keep in mind, we're playing tower floor 130? Yeah, we're playing tower floor 130. It's not like we aren't close to actually going places. And you've seen how unoptimized this deck is, but shit still works. It still gets the job done, right? That is the craziest part. The fact that this thing is by no means optimized, but we are going places. I think E6 Mary Swords can do enough damage solo. They could, but we're also not discarding the swords that often. I mean, okay, we're doing it sometimes, but I don't think we're taking full advantage of the E6, which would require us to either play or discard a link card. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish him with the Fortune Release. I hope the Dream card doesn't get nerfed. I mean, it's objectively not that great. The cool part about it, though, is you get for 1 turn Fortitude. Like, the big part is you could either get 4 Fortitude or 4 Morale. Which, that is like the big reward of the card on top of like being able to enable this, full discard style thing. E9 looping Q extreme and retain max level when? I don't know. We figure out a way to, like, that was always my dream as well, to just build a 9 deck where we can play all 6 hue levels every single turn, nice and simple. No discussion, right? There is just, there's just something to it, you know? Made a similar deck but changed Nia to Hugo, needed to set up all Hugo cards turn 1. Yeah, I mean, that works. But it also just means that the deck is, like, we could, like, for example, yes, we could surely take out Nia and just put in somebody that either has no deck or like a 0 card deck. But the entire fun here is obviously just having everything do everything, if you know what I mean, right? Bro, my game crashed literally before killing the last boss on SORTIE run. Why? You don't have to worry. You just log back in and you'll be right back where you left. Like, why that is frustrating, yes. It's not like it actually gonna affect you. I mean, congrats on beating the last guy in SORTIE. Huh? Congratulations on beating the last guy in SORTIE, my guy. That's the real achievement. Who cares about a little hiccup before you actually kill him? Yeah, thank God it saves the exact way I had. My game freezes a decent amount, annoying the load time for game to relaunch is slow on my computer, but save is a godsend. Yeah, it would be a lot more frustrating if you actually stood to lose anything. Then I'd understand it, right? Then I'd be like, yep, that's garbage, fuck that. But luckily the fact that whenever the game crashes you can just always go back to where you were, it's just, you know, it just makes up for it. I wouldn't play the game if I lost progress. Yep. I mean, especially on like patch day or during patch week, there's always a couple hiccups. But then again, to some degree, I don't even know if we should blame the devs for that. Because with the amount of things they're adding every single patch, and the amount of interactions between characters and different epiphanies and different egos and different elements, like some of these bugs that they are correcting, it makes you wonder how were they found in the first place, right? Like something along the lines of Diana's E2 malfunctions in tower stage 127 if used alongside of a Hyde Mary, where the Hyde Mary had Epiphany 3 but used the Epiphany 4 times, and then also Dreamworld had the neutral Epiphany, allowing it to grant 4 fortitude, causing a game crash. Like some of these yeah, some of these are just very strange. Makes you wonder how were they found in the very first place. That wasn't a particularly good turn. So would this Hyde Mary in the Diana deck work to carry a third character in tower? There's better. There's better Diana and Hyde Mary decks if you wanted to just carry somebody through a tower. But also, I don't know if you should be looking to carry people through the tower, Because the entire idea is to treat it as an achievement of you having used a specific character to beat Tower 150. It's not like you actually get gems or anything, so maybe for your own enjoyment it would be better to look to actually like build a proper deck and not just piggyback off of one specific character. Fuck that, takes too long. I mean, do you really need the breakdown sticker if it takes too long then? But yeah, I mean, obviously, to everybody their own, right? If that's how you want to do it, there's a lot better decks than this one to use as like a hyper mega carry. I'm trying to use completely different teams for each tower clear. It's not very fun for me to roll 150 with morale spamming supports. I mean, hey, nothing against morale spamming supports, because they can still make whatever character you're using them with deal a nice amount of damage. I mean, there is a big satisfaction seeing a Luke doing, let's say, 100,000 damage a turn, right? How would it look to do the best basic spam build for Shizuru? Would I take a Persona? See, this is actually what I intended to build today. But then I scrapped that and instead we ended up building the discard deck you see right here. I would definitely take a Persona, and I would even take the discard 2 Persona with the multiplicative by 60. Your goal would also be to use the Hyde Mary gear set on Shizuru, right? You'd be using the Hyde Mary gear set on Shizuru, reason being that alright, so the reason why you use the Shizuru gear set, let me play this G card, is because, or Hyde Mary gear set on Shizuru is because you can just discard a attack card and then have enough draw to get that one back. So you get both the damage bonus, the 15% crit chance from the set, and yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's the main reason, right? It's just big damage. Wow, look at this, 27,000%, and enemy doesn't even blink. Mega scam. But I also don't really intend to like hit him with the nuke. Where's my deck? Hello? Oh, I guess we must have played the entire deck somehow. I don't know. That was a wasted Nia ult. Yeah, like for example, we would try to cut down as much as possible on these interactions where it just simply says hand is full, right? preferably we'd be able to cut down on these like, oh, hand is full interactions as much as possible. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna die next turn. We might as well just nuke him here. Whee! So I was using Nia's activate lowest cost cards, only activate the one card instead of my entire one cost hand, and I felt a bit scammed. Might have picked up the wrong epiphany. I mean, this one here is discard one random, this is discard one, this is activate one card with lowest cost, discard all cards with highest cost. So you mean this one, where you ended up using this one and thought it was gonna just activate all the one cost cards that you had in your hand? I mean, it does say cards. But this one also says discard one random card. What it would have to say would be something along the lines of activate all lowest cost cards or something like that. Something similar to this, where it discards all with the highest cost. And this can also do a shit ton of damage. This mute accent here. With the extra attack to a random enemy by the combatant who owns those cards. Like, if you ever wanted to also find another way to discard some Hail Mary cards and get some big damage out of it, this works. But yeah, I think we were decently successful. But we also haven't really built the decks yet. But I think that's something for next time. This was more of a, take a look, see. I mean, I think we can be pretty happy with what we achieved on Nia, I'd like to say. If you want to, right, there's still the links pinned to the deck ideas there. I appreciate all you joining in. Been a pleasure. My highlight moment for the stream was the fact that this unidentified area actually had a music track. And yeah, we see each other in the next one, as always. And I hope you enjoyed also the reveal of Adelheid. Very fancy. Our next tank. A child as a tank. Are we gonna try to perfect it? Yes, at some point. But my main focus right now is I need to do SORTIE speedruns. Either I need to do them offline or I need to do a stream tomorrow where, like, I cannot be building decks all day. I need to get rid of this stamina. So I think either tomorrow or me on my own, I need to just pick up my 9 because I don't want to play Hail Mary. Pick up my 9, do like SORTIE 12 or the 30 and just go bang, 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 bang. So we can actually have some currency, so actually have some capital. And then somebody I definitely want to work on is, yeah, I just want to build an updated basic attack Shizuru build. Because there is so many cool things we can do with her. And on that note, do I already have a Void Planet ready to potentially build that build? Because we do want to preferably also get the ring if possible. We do have a Void Planet. Nice. Yeah, the China livestream, I'm going to have to do a bit more research. You see it pop up on your timeline. If I decide to do it, the Chinese livestream is in around 17.5 hours. The Chinese livestream is in around 17.5 hours. Somebody wants us to check out these decks as like an idea on how to perfect this. Now, one problem I have with this is the ring. I don't want to run 3 of the rings because it means less damage. But then again, it isn't that much damage, but sure, the rings could work. And then here, what do we have? We have 1 Create 6 with 3 Dream Worlds. No! No, we cannot cut Sword Rain. There's 20 extra save data. Surely there's something better we can do with that. Also, what is this version? Why would this be select and activate? Why would this be select and activate? Also, the Khmer Milk and Pong is not Quietus. But then again, I mean, we're always going to end up with some non-Quietus cards, I guess. The Mute Accent is kind of cool, at least. Also, in potentially helping us get some Dream Worlds out. But, I mean, how many cards are there? There's 21 cards in this deck, and alone the Dream Worlds are going to be discarding 12. Them included. That's 18. We're discarding way too much. We don't have enough cards. To activate the non-Quietus cards from hand. Yeah, but we only need one of them. We only need... you mean to activate the non-Quietus cards from hand? Who cares? Like, they are super cheap anyway, right? That's gonna be fine. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can build the deck and you can see how well it smashes together. It mashes together. There's definitely a lot more freedom there for sure. Are you gonna do the Persona loop comp for Shizuru? She's not a striker.
Uh-oh. She's actually a